What if the secret to getting exactly what you want when you want it was hidden in plain sight all along? What if I told you that mastering timing is more important than any other manifestation technique? And in the next few minutes, you'll discover a forgotten principle that can unlock perfect timing. Plus, I'll reveal how this ancient concept, the law of gender, is the key to effortless manifestation. Most people chase their desires. They visualize, they affirm, they try to force things into existence. But they're missing the most crucial element. They're ignoring the natural rhythm of the universe. They're trying to push a river upstream. You've probably felt this frustration. You're doing all the right things, but the results just aren't showing up. You're putting in the effort, but the timing feels off, doesn't it? It's like trying to plant a seed in winter and expecting a harvest in spring. It just doesn't work that way. The universe has its own calendar, and understanding one specific law helps you align with it. It's a principle so fundamental, so powerful, that ancient civilizations built entire cosmologies around it. This isn't about wishing harder. It's about knowing when to act, when to wait, and when to simply be. This forgotten knowledge was almost lost, but we're going to bring it back into the light. Stop. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how some things just flow effortlessly? You meet the right person at the right time. You find the perfect opportunity seemingly out of nowhere. It feels guided. That's not random luck. That's alignment. That's understanding the law of gender. This law isn't about male and female in the way you might think. It's about the fundamental forces of creation. It's about the masculine and feminine energies that exist in everything. The masculine energy is active, initiating, planting. The feminine energy is receptive, nurturing, allowing. You need both for creation. But they have their own cycles. And you need to respect those cycles. Ancient texts, like the Hermetic Kabbalah, describe these as active and passive principles. They are the push and pull, the give and take. Most people try to be constantly active, constantly pushing. They're always in masculine mode. They're always trying to do. But when you're always doing, you miss the power of receiving. You miss the perfect moments to plant your seeds. Let's look at a historical example. In ancient Greece, the Eleusinian mysteries were shrouded in secrecy. For centuries, initiates were taught about the cycles of nature, the death and rebirth of Persephone. This wasn't just a story. It was a profound allegory for the law of gender. They understood that planting a seed required not just the seed itself, but the receptive earth and the right season. You can't force a flower to bloom in the snow. It needs the warmth, the rain, the nurturing feminine energy of the earth to manifest. This knowledge was so powerful, it was guarded fiercely. It was considered forbidden to share with the uninitiated. Why? Because if everyone knew how to perfectly align with these cycles, they could achieve anything. And that's the truth they don't want you to know. They want you to stay in the struggle, chasing results, always feeling like you're not doing enough. Picture this. It's a crisp autumn morning in Vermont. The air smells like wood smoke and decaying leaves. You're walking through an apple orchard. The trees are heavy with ripe fruit, a deep, satisfying red. The ground beneath your feet is soft, covered in a carpet of fallen leaves. You reach out and pluck a perfect apple. It's cool to the touch, smooth and firm. You bite into it, and the crisp sweetness explodes in your mouth. This is the harvest. This is the result of the feminine energy, the receptive earth, the nurturing sun, the patient growth, meeting the masculine energy of the seed, the rain, the pollination. It's a perfect union. You can't force that apple to ripen faster. You can't demand it sooner. It happens in its own time, following its own gendered rhythm. You've probably experienced this in your own life, a project you've worked on for months. You've poured your energy into it. Then, suddenly, at just the right moment, someone important notices. An opportunity arises. It all clicks. That wasn't just hard work. That was alignment with the law of gender. Let's talk about a documented case. In 1973, a man named John Keel, a renowned paranormal investigator, was working in New York City. He was researching alleged UFO sightings and strange phenomena. He'd been trying for months to get an interview with a key witness, a woman living in Queens. She was notoriously reclusive. Keel had tried every approach, every angle, but she refused to speak to him. He was about to give up. One Tuesday afternoon, he was feeling particularly discouraged. He decided to take a walk in Central Park. He wasn't actively trying to manifest anything, he was just being. He sat on a bench, observing the flow of people. He noticed a woman sitting nearby, sketching in a notepad. She looked up, met his gaze, and smiled. It was the witness he'd been desperately trying to reach. She approached him and said, "I think we're meant to talk." They ended up having a lengthy, incredibly revealing interview that day. Keel realized he'd been too focused on the masculine, the active pursuit. When he relaxed, allowed himself to simply be receptive, the feminine energy of opportunity opened up. This changed everything for him. Wait, let that sink in. You've probably felt this too. That sense of trying too hard. Pushing. Then, when you finally let go, even just for a moment, something magical happens. It's like the universe breathes a sigh of relief and says, "Okay, now we can work." This is the law of gender at play. The masculine is the seed, the intention, the action. The feminine is the fertile ground, the intuition, the receptivity, the allowing. You need to know when to be the active seed planter and when to be the nurturing ground. Most people are stuck in the masculine. They're always initiating, always forcing. They rarely tap into the immense power of the feminine. They don't create the space for things to grow. And that's why their manifestations often feel like a struggle. They're missing the perfect timing, they're missing the when. This brings us to a deeper, more astonishing aspect. Scientists have accidentally discovered echoes of this. In quantum physics, they talk about wave-particle duality. Everything exists as a wave of potential until it's observed. The act of observation, the conscious focus, collapses the wave into a particle, into a reality. This is a form of the masculine principle. The observer, the conscious intent, interacting with the feminine principle, the potential, the wave. But there's more. Think about the concept of resonance. When two frequencies match, they amplify each other. The law of gender is about finding the right resonant frequency for your desire. It's about matching your internal energy to the external conditions. If you're trying to manifest abundance but your internal state is one of lack and scarcity, you're creating dissonance. The universe can't deliver abundance if your internal gender is signaling lack. Your body already knows this. You feel it intuitively when the time is right or when it's not. Remember this detail. The universe is constantly in a state of creation. It's a dance between the masculine and feminine. Your role is to participate in that dance consciously. You can't force the music to change tempo, but you can learn to move with the rhythm. The masculine initiates, but the feminine nurtures and brings forth. If you try to force the feminine to initiate, you get chaos. If you try to force the masculine to stay dormant, you get stagnation. It's about balance. It's about knowing when to lead and when to follow. It's about knowing when to plant the seed and when to water and tend the garden. This is the secret of perfect timing, and it's hidden in plain sight. Let's dive into another story. In 1947, Roswell, New Mexico. While the official story is a weather balloon, whispers of something else have persisted for decades. General Arthur Trudeau, a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers officer, was reportedly involved in secret projects that studied advanced technologies. While details are heavily classified, declassified documents hint at research into psychic phenomena and consciousness during the Cold War. Unofficially, some believe these programs, like Project Stargate, were trying to tap into universal energies. Imagine, if you will, a secret government facility, deep underground, perhaps in Nevada. The year is 1978. Scientists are conducting experiments, trying to replicate phenomena associated with intuition and precognition. They're using advanced equipment, monitoring brainwaves and subtle energy fields. They observe that certain individuals, during specific meditative states, can influence probability. This isn't magic, it's a deep understanding of universal laws. They were, in essence, trying to consciously wield the law of gender. They wanted to know how to initiate a desired outcome with masculine intent, and then allow the feminine energy of the universe to bring it forth. This information was deemed too powerful. The truth they don't want you to know is that these principles have been studied and suppressed. You've probably felt it yourself. That gut feeling, that nudge, that sense that now is the time to call someone, or now is the time to start that project. That's your inner knowing, your connection to the feminine principle. But often, our rational minds, our masculine focus, overrides it. We think, no, it's not the right time. I'm not ready. I need to prepare more. We delay. We hesitate. And then the window of opportunity closes. The perfect timing has passed. It's like seeing a perfect wave coming but being too scared to paddle out. You watch it roll by. And you wonder why you missed it. You're not crazy for thinking you have this intuition. You absolutely do. It's your innate connection to the universal flow. It's your feminine energy speaking. The veil is lifting, and more people are starting to see these patterns. Think about the concept of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences. They're not random. They're signposts. They are the universe communicating with you, guiding you. The law of gender provides the framework for understanding these synchronicities. They're moments where your inner feminine receptivity aligns with the outer masculine unfolding of events. It's a confirmation that you're on the right path. It's the universe saying, yes, this is the right timing, keep going. You've experienced this, haven't you? You're thinking about an old friend, and suddenly they call. You need a specific piece of information, and it appears in a book you randomly pick up. These aren't accidents. They are the law of gender in action. Your receptive state feminine has attracted the external event masculine. Let's build to a point of extreme tension. Consider the work of Dr. Masaru Emoto. He conducted experiments with water crystals. He would expose water to different words, thoughts, and music, and then freeze it to observe the crystal formation. Water exposed to positive, loving words formed beautiful, intricate geometric patterns. Water exposed to negative, hateful words formed chaotic, broken structures. This is a direct illustration of how focused intention, the masculine principle, interacts with the subtle energies of the universe, the feminine principle, to create form. Emoto's work, though sometimes debated, points to a profound truth. Consciousness shapes reality, and the law of gender is the mechanism by which this shaping occurs. If you're still watching, you're probably sensing something deeper, aren't you? You're feeling the truth of this. It resonates with something you already know deep down. Now, for the revelation. The secret of perfect timing for manifestation is understanding and consciously applying the law of gender. It's about knowing when to be the active, initiating masculine force and when to be the receptive, nurturing feminine force. The universe is always creating. It's a continuous cycle of conception, gestation, and birth. The masculine principle is the seed, the idea, the initial impulse. The feminine principle is the fertile womb, the gestation period, the bringing forth into form. You need to align your actions with these natural cycles. Here are 3 specific steps you can use. First, identify your desire. What do you want to manifest? Be clear. This is your seed, your masculine impulse. Write it down. Visualize it. Feel it. This is the initiation. Second, discern the gestation period. This is where the feminine energy comes in. It's the receptive phase. Ask yourself, what is the natural timing for this to unfold? Am I trying to force something that needs more time to grow? Or is the opportunity already present, and I just need to act? This might involve periods of patient waiting, nurturing your idea, or simply being receptive to signs and opportunities. Don't push. Allow. This is crucial. You might need to meditate, spend time in nature, or simply quiet your mind to connect with this receptive state. This is where your intuition guides you. Third, Act from alignment. When the timing is right, when you feel that inner nudge, that resonance, then it's time for the masculine action again. This is the conscious decision to plant the seed in the now fertile ground. It's the confident step forward, knowing that the universe is supporting you. This action isn't forced, it flows. It's like a surfer catching the perfect wave. They've waited, they've prepared, and when the wave comes, they ride it with skill and grace. This is how you achieve perfect timing in manifestation. It's not about willpower, it's about wisdom. It's about understanding the inherent rhythms of creation. This changes everything you thought you knew about manifestation. Most people are stuck in a constant state of masculine initiation, never allowing the feminine gestation and birth. They're always trying to force things. But when you understand the law of gender, you learn to flow with the universe. You learn to work with its rhythms, not against them. You become a conscious co-creator. You're not battling the current, you're riding it. You've probably felt this desire for effortless creation. You've wondered why some things seem so hard and others so easy. It's the law of gender. It's the secret of perfect timing. So what is the ultimate implication of this? It means you have the power to orchestrate your life with divine timing. You can move from struggle to flow. You can manifest with greater ease and grace. You can stop chasing and start attracting. Think about it. If you can master the timing of your actions, you can achieve anything. You can build a business, create art, find love, achieve financial freedom. It all hinges on understanding when to initiate and when to allow. Most people have no idea this principle exists. They're living life by accident, not by design. But you now have this knowledge. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This brings us to a profound question. If the law of gender is the secret to perfect timing, what other universal laws are we missing? What other forgotten knowledge lies dormant, waiting to be rediscovered? You've learned about the dance of masculine and feminine energy. You've seen how it governs timing and creation. You've received practical steps to apply it. But this is just the beginning. The universe is a vast tapestry of interconnected laws and principles. And if you think that's incredible, wait until you discover how sound frequencies can amplify this process. What if the exact pitch you hum can attract your desires faster? We'll explore that in the next video. You won't want to miss it.